It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, Hoops fans. It's the NBA on 2K Sports, along with Kenny, the Jet, the champion, Smith, and Shaquille, the Diesel, the champion several times, O'Neal. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Tonight's broadcast will feature the Miami Heat as they go up against the San Antonio Spurs. Checking out the Spurs, they've only come out in front in one of their first 3 games so far, so a win tonight will be important to them, to be at 500 instead of 3 games under. And guys, it's hard to believe that for a portion of his career, Hassan Whiteside was having a hard time getting minutes at all. He was even out of the league for a few years. What clicked for him to become the player he is today?
Well, I've talked to him personally, Ernie, and he understood that work and focus was all he needed to be in the NBA. He started playing to his strengths. Every now and then he does silly stuff. I'll call him and say, hey, straighten up. That's why he got the big contract, Ernie.
Yeah, there seem to be times when he's not exactly dialed in.
He's not dialed in, but he's a young player. But, you know, when I don't see him dialed in, then that's when I dial in and say, yo, man, you got to get dialed in.
And he takes your calls?
Oh, of course he does.
Well, you know, it's hard to get second chances in this league, but he's made the most of them. And when he's making the most of them, he's getting them SLNs. You know what that is.
Shaq-like numbers.
Without question.
That's what that meant. Wow.
Thanks, Kenny.
Thanks, Kenny.
That'll do it for now. We send you to Kevin Harlan, who's got the call.
K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The home of the Miami Heat, American Airlines Arena in downtown Miami, Florida. With David Aldridge on our sideline, and here with me, Greg Anthony and Steve Smith, this is Kevin Harlan. So for the Spurs, their last game, a loss to Toronto.
You know, their focus wasn't there in that one. Same with the shot selection.
I've seen worse shooting nights, but this was pretty bad, and it obviously cost them the game.
It'll be the Heat off the tip. And a look at the starters for San Antonio. Skilled tandem of Leonard and Aldridge at the 3 and the 4. Parker and Green are the guard set. And it's Laverne in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Here's Olynyk. Drops in the layup for 2. Olynyk's got the first points of the night for the Heat. And 2 teams with deep rosters. But he talked about the value of depth over the course of a long and arduous season.
Well, you get a chance to see the great teams that don't have to rely on just their first 7, that really go down all the way to the list of 12, 13, 14 guys. The Golden State Warriors, the San Antonio Spurs, they have, over the years, played their entire roster and played them in crunch time. And a lot of times their second unit, they win games for them. And the Cavaliers, that's another team had to throw in there.
They can weather injuries and still move forward.
Yes. Getting there up in age. We know Tony Parker was the Spurs' top scorer for half a decade from 2011 on. Their offense was built around his slashing ability.
And the technical free throw is good. And guard Tony Parker, now 35 years of age, bound one day for the Hall of Fame. Last season, the lowest minutes average of his career, around 25 minutes a game.
Yeah, his game has always been based on quickness. He's lost his step, and it's been challenging. But he studied John Stockton, Jason Kidd, and Nash to see how they remained effective.
Now, Olynyk, after Dion Waiters' three-pointer that didn't go. Dishes to Whiteside. Goes back up. No luck, they battled on the glass, but couldn't knock it down. Leonard kicks to Green. Outside Aldridge. Aldridge a screen. Leonard the pass to Parker. Aldridge with a screen on Dragic. And it's Aldridge missing.
And the play looked good there for a second, just couldn't finish.
Well, the pass has to be on point. Then the catch and flush just doesn't work out here.
Now Parker, after Justice Winslow missing on that last three-pointer.
Just great at getting after it defensively, forcing guys into tough shots.
Yeah, to be successful, you've got to protect the paint. He rises to that challenge.
And it's sent back by Aldridge.
The length and anticipation of Aldridge, a tough combo to score against.
Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Clock at 4. Dragic.
Solid defense from Tony. Reads the move well, knows exactly where he needs to be.
A three from Leonard. Buries it from three-point range. Leonard's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three. Dragic dishes to Whiteside. Back to Dragic. With the floater, and it's sent back by Aldridge. And here's Green outside. It's hauled in by the Heat. Whiteside's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
Yeah, and they're just hitting 20% of their shots. It's a rough start to this game. You get a chance to see the elite court vision there. Excellent pass.
Leonard against Winslow. And Leonard gets it to go. Leonard's got 5 now.
Able to beat you with a wide variety of moves. Kawhi Leonard, savage inside.
Olynyk, a screen on Parker. Whiteside a screen. Oh, Whiteside in position. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, I was able to catch up with Eric Spoelstra a few minutes ago. He knows they have to dig in on defense. They're facing a really talented offense. He said if those guys get going, we're going to be on the wrong end of some long runs. We have to be disciplined, work together, and make those second, third, and fourth efforts on plays, whatever it takes to get a stop. We'll see if they can get a win in this first matchup between the teams this year. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, nice work. Holding this offense in check will not be a simple job today.
Especially if they're allowed to get off to a quick start. If they get into a rhythm right away, it's almost impossible to get them out of it.
This team, they like to attack quickly before the defense gets set. So you have to be ready for that and be fast to get back on every possession.
And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. And Steve, Kawhi Leonard, one of just 3 players to increase his scoring average in each of the past 5 seasons.
I mean, you look at what he's done. He's become an elite scorer, the 3rd longest streak of double-digit scoring games in franchise history, surpassing Timmy D. That's the consistency that you expect from a franchise player.
Leonard hits them both.
In the Spurs last season, how about setting the all-time record for consecutive winning seasons with 20? This is a group that's won 50 or more games in every one of those seasons, except the strike-shortened one in '99.
They get it back. Here's Whiteside. Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
And the presence of Whiteside in the paint, really unreal. He is a dominant figure down low. Great work to grab that second chance opportunity.
And Greg, for the Spurs, they're so competitive. It's inevitable. They just win year after year.
Yeah, but that big three of Duncan, Parker, and Ginobili, the all-time winningest trio in the history of our league, had a lot to do with it. And as that era comes to an end, they're doing a terrific job of just picking up new star talent without skipping a beat.
And here are the Heat now, following the bucket by the Spurs. Right side a screen, and looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
Yeah, and those illegal screens have really become a point of emphasis for the officials.
Yeah, so many of these can go either way. Very difficult for the screener to stay 100% motionless.
James Johnson checked in for Winslow. Now here's Green. He's coming off a 16-point game against Toronto. Here's Leonard, out of hand on it. Here's Waiters. Now the feed to Olynyk. Johnson outside. Right side inside. Defended by Laverne. And it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
San Antonio trailing here. Parker outside. Outside Leonard. Aldridge a screen. Green against Waiters. And Parker gets it to go. The assist by Green. Parker's got his first 2 points.
Sneaking inside, converting the high percentage look. Something Parker does well.
And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Parker. Whiteside kicks to Dragic. A second chance effort. Whiteside, no good.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Green kicks to Parker. Knocks it loose. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession.
And let's take a look at some numbers for Goran Dragic. Last year, getting it done. Averaged about 20 points a game, 5 assists and 4 rebounds. And he's putting up points with regularity. I mean, that's what they depend on, his killer instinct on offense.
Well, and we've seen defenses try to adjust, but he has the intelligence along with the talent, just finds new ways to beat them.
Miami's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Johnson with it. Leonard picks him up. Here's Whiteside. Another field goal for him. 4 for 6 shooting tonight.
Well, we know he's been confident with the shot. A big reason why they're ahead in this game.
San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Parker passes to Leonard. And it's good on the assist by Parker. And that's now 9 points for Kawhi Leonard. Miami trailing. Right side a screen. Shot off the screen. And he gets that one to go off the front iron.
And this is what it's all about, guys. The competitive spirit, the energy that we're seeing. This one's got the feeling like it's going to go down to the wire.
I'm loving this one. It's been back and forth with these lead changes. It's probably going to just come down to who has the ball last.
And that one's good by Aldridge.
Great concentration by Aldridge. Lots of heat on him in there. Doesn't matter.
The Heat shooting in this first quarter around 38%. They're looking a bit creaky out there. Inside, this is to Dragic. In transition, here comes San Antonio. And Laverne kicks to Parker. It's stolen by Dragic. One-on-one here. Oh, and he blocks it off Wow.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
The improvement in patience, awareness. You can see why Kawhi Leonard's assist totals have grown over the years.
The Spurs have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
And when you look at their numbers from a season ago, 80% as a unit, that's something you'll be happy with.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Adebayo is checked in for Whiteside. White comes in for Kelly Olynyk. Josh Richardson's checked in for Dion Waiters. And it's Tyler Johnson in for Goran Dragic. And that one misses. And pretty much every NBA player grew up playing multiple sports. Smitty, which other sports did you play as a kid growing up? And did you think maybe that would have helped you playing basketball later on?
You know, Kevin, I tried football, and it definitely helped me in basketball because I said, no, this is not for me. So let me put all my emphasis in basketball. Taking those hits, I just wasn't built for that. And after that, I ran cross country because you had to do 2 sports in my high school to be able to play one. I didn't like that either, but I think cross country really helped me with basketball.
But I can see where a lot of other sports could help with footwork and hand-eye coordination and right on down the line.
Yeah, soccer I think is #1. I watched Tony Parker, the way his movement, playing soccer. My son right now is playing soccer. Akeem Olajuwon. I think that's the sport that coincides the best with basketball.
I would agree. Here's Bertans following the score by James Johnson. Fires top of the key. They grab their own miss. The Spurs have gone 7 of 15 from the field to this point. Here's Ginobili now in the scoring column with that deuce. 1 for 2 this game. He talked about a back-and-forth game. This is the definition.
You have to love these kinds of games, scoring-wise, keeping everybody on their toes.
And it's Richardson slamming it down.
Oh, and how about squeezing the orange as tight as he could there before the stuff?
Yeah, no way he's going to lose that thing on the way up. Now, here's Mid. He's coming off a 13-point game against Toronto. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
Ginobili against Richardson. Johnson up top, outside White. There's the screen. From the baseline. Not enough on that one as it misses. San Antonio's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Ginobili kicks to Gay and taken away by Johnson. Pass to Richardson. Johnson sends the screen for Richardson. The pass to Adebayo. The rebound by the Spurs. Laverne's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Ginobili up top. Richardson covering. Here's Gay. No good on the shot. A bit long that time. The Heat with the lead. And here's the fast break. Richardson leading the way.
Moving it around. 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
San Antonio with the ball. Mills with it. Looking for his first basket still in this one. And it's Laverne missing.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
And Rudy Gay picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
San Antonio making a switch here. Anderson's checked in. .151 left to play in the first. There's the pick. Johnson kicks to White. 5 on the clock. From 13. The rebound by Anderson.
Nice move inside. Has the defender beat. Just fails to finish.
Here's Ginobili to stop the drought. Johnson with the block. Johnson kicks to White. Good, and it's Johnson with the assist that time. White's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Gay passes to Ginobili. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. Steve, what a treat to see Manu Ginobili in his 40s still doing what he does best.
You know, Pop says he never wants Manu to retire. Said he wants to use him like a bar of soap till there's nothing left. And as a former teammate of his, I don't want to see him go either.
Now, gentlemen, two shots. Roof shots.
And he knocks down the first one.
You know, Kevin, it's easy to forget, but Greg Popovich was almost fired by the Spurs back in '99. Rough start that year, under 500. The players caught wind that if they didn't win the next game in Houston, Pop would get the X.
Good on both. And amazing to think about an all-time great like Popovich being on the hot seat. His players went to the mat for him, though, didn't they?
Some huge performances by Tim Duncan, among others. They really came out to support Pop. The Spurs finished that season on a tear, going on to win the franchise first NBA title.
Here's Gay. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. That one's on Johnson.
And that's just experience. Rudy baiting the defender all the way.
Before his injury, Rudy Gay had made some strides on the defensive end. In general, Greg, he doesn't get enough credit sometimes for his impact on that side of the ball.
Yeah, Gay has always been a great ball hawk. I mean, he's got long arms to pick off lazy passes. He gets a good amount of blocks for a wing player as well. Very much so underrated when you talk about his defense.
And the first one at the line is good.
Rudy Gay has been in the league for over a decade now. A valuable wingman with incredible length.
Olenek, he's checked in for Johnson. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
This is where he feels 100% comfortable taking all the free points he can get.
White a screen. Johnson kicks to White. Passes to Olenek. Up again. Great positioning on the putback.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Now Mills. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Anderson the screen. Mills passes to Bertens. He took good advantage of that screen.
Known as more of a shooter than a playmaker, Mills has improved at running the offense.
It's been all about Hassan Whiteside for the Miami Heat. His work on the glass was outstanding in that quarter. Great rebounding. We've got more in store for you right after this. And one of the most competitive men ever to play this game, Manu Ginobili, spoke with us about this year.
Just rely on what happened in the past, then you're stuck in the past. And we, many of us, maybe our last shot, our last season, we don't even know if we're going to have another season. So, you know, we want to do as good as we can.
Well, the fire is still there, but the energy and the ability, guys, to get it done physically, let's face it, at this point, Ginobili's mostly gutting it out.
Still, you know, though, he'll either beat you or go down swinging. Just a tough individual.
Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And let's quickly break down the game we've been seeing from the Heat, guys.
Hustling on that offensive glass, that's led to a number of second chance points.
A fundamental part of basketball, taking advantage of guys who fail to block out.
On the floor for San Antonio, Mills and Manu at the guards. Rudy Gay is out there with Anderson, and it's Bertens in at the small forward position.
Yeah, blown opportunity after the two-man game creates a terrific look.
That's how it's drawn up. That is, everything but the finish.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Kawhi Leonard has become a go-to scorer, but his focus still starts at the defensive end. He said, my mindset is the same every game. Whoever I'm playing against, I go in and try to stop their best scorer and then try to get myself going on the offensive end. Kevin?
And David, that's what you get with Kawhi. Mr. Consistency, one of the best two-way players in the game. Here's Gay. And the whistle blows, so a chance here for a three-point play.
Well, you see right there, Rudy attacks and maintains focus. He is a load to contain.
And Rudy Gay suffered the injury last season, but was still a wanted man when free agency rolled around, Greg, and San Antonio got him.
Yeah, I mean, the Spurs made a big offer for him, and Gay felt it was the right fit. Interesting to see how his role develops in San Antonio this year. Still, there's a feeling that he's got a lot left in the tank.
The Heat have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Pass to Richardson. They set the pick. Johnson attacking. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And, you know, doesn't matter where you line him up. Tyler Johnson has become a playmaker. You know, had to work his way into the NBA, but he has quickly established himself. Great threat off the bench, who brings instant scoring and can be a catalyst for your offense.
He's off on the first. And Greg, with Johnson, it's that burst he plays with on the floor that makes him such an energizer.
Yeah, and for a player who isn't the biggest guard, you know, he attacks with reckless abandon. Great speed of play in the half court as well as transition. And he's really slippery and can step in if you overcommit.
And the second free throw, good. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played. Now here's Mills. He's guarded by Johnson. Outside Aldridge. Back to Mills. He kicks to Gay. Over Olynyk. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. The Heat with the lead. To the paint and stolen by Aldridge. Ginobili against Richardson. San Antonio again missing. There's Winslow. Misses off the right iron.
And that's a surprise. He's usually deadly from mid-range.
Here's Mills. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. And Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. That's his first foul. And the Heat with some changes. Whiteside's checked in for Adebayo. Waiters comes in for Josh Richardson. And it's Dragic in for Tyler Johnson. The Spurs also changing it up. Kawhi Leonard's checked in for Gay. Green comes in for Manu Ginobili. And Tony Parker is subbed in for Patty Mills. Here's Leonard. Foul called that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Kawhi Leonard right there in the thick of the MVP conversation. We know he doesn't care about recognition. He just focuses on basketball.
And Leonard just entering the prime of his career, Steve, absolutely among the top 5 players in the NBA right now.
You're right, Kevin, and one of just 3 players in the league history to win both Finals MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. And by the way, the others, Hakeem and Michael Jordan, are the other 2.
And he knocks down the first one.
You know, nothing against George Hill, but trading him for Kawhi Leonard on draft day 2011, franchise-changing move.
and drops. He ties it up. And they say it's a players' league, but we know great coaching makes a difference as well. And Steve, what was a moment in your career where you really were impressed with what a coach had done in practice, a game, whenever?
Coaches make a difference. We obviously understand, like you said, it's a players' league. The players go out and play, but you got to have leadership. And when you have great leadership to go along with great players and great people, you have a chance to win. You might not always win it, but you feel good going through the process. I've had some great ones, and some that stick out. Lenny Wilkins in Atlanta, talking about a great coach, a great person, and Greg Popovich. To get a chance to play for those two guys has been phenomenal, and I can always look back on some of the things they did, and a lot of moments, Kevin, off the court more than on the court.
Interesting. Well said. Now here's Dragic following the miss by LaMarcus Aldridge. Aldridge against Winslow. Shot clock at 6. Elbow shot. Kept alive. Right side. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's on LaMarcus Aldridge.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
The Heat have shot 75% at the line tonight, going 3 for 4.
Yeah, last season, around 71% of the free throws made. And you know what? That has to be a point of emphasis this year.
And he knocks down the first one.
And, you know, normally when you look at a guy like Whiteside with the field goal percentage and all, you'd think it's all about dunks. But I tell you what, he's improved his entire repertoire of scoring options near the rim. And now he's even showing that he can step out and knock down that little face-up 15-footer.
Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. Whiteside earlier in his career didn't have as many options to score, but Greg, he's been very conscious of keeping that improvement of his game, and especially on the offensive end.
And Whiteside has been self-motivated since he's come back to the NBA. He's got the great length. He gets the hooks. He's got that baby hook up over the defenders, the soft shooting touch, and he just continues to improve offensively, all the while still being a force on the defensive side of the floor.
Olynyk can't hit. Spurs have gone just 2 of 8 shooting here in the second quarter. Parker outside to the middle, and it's Anderson that time on the assist by Parker. Anderson's got his first points of the night.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Waiters dishes to Whiteside. Feeds to Olynyk. And Waiters kicks to Winslow. Back to Waiters. Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
Yeah, going to the floater right there. That was pretty.
And Greg, you hear about the competitive culture that this Miami Heat franchise has.
Yeah, and that doesn't always work for some teams, but it works for the Heat. This group will push each other all the time to be the best they can be. The practices have a feel of game level intensity.
Free throw, no good for Waiters. The Spurs have gone just 33% from the field in what's been a cold second quarter for them. Just 3 of 9. And they get it back. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. It's a neck-and-neck game here in Miami. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
Guys, there's so many great scorers in our league. It makes it tough to get stops, but somehow they were able to do it consistently in that one.
The reason why their rotations were quick, they prevented easy shots and they kept their opponent out of rhythm.
Now here's Leonard. 11 points for him in that last game against Toronto.
And he wreaked havoc on defense with 4 steals for the game.
Heat shooting 38% from the field, a pretty weak showing for them. There's the triple. It's hauled in by the Heat. And here we go with Waiters. Running it up the court. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
Just barely too late and catches it on the way down. He's already in the air there, committed, so can't fault him for going for the block.
James Johnson's checked in for the Heat. And San Antonio also making a switch. Laverne, he's checked in for Anderson. And Laverne kicks to Green. There's the pick. Kicks it out to Leonard from deep. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson. A chance here to assess what parts of the floor the attempts have been coming from as we look at the shot chart for the Heat.
And they've pretty much ignored the corner three tonight. It's a useful shot to have. It really forces the D out wide and opens things up in the middle.
Parker against Dragic. Fades away. A nice shot by Aldridge. Aldridge has got 6.
The veteran eyes see all. Frenchie with the tremendous look to make that play happen.
Inside. Johnson gets the bucket. And the Heat lead by 3. San Antonio's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. There's the screen. Parker kicks to Leonard. Parker against Dragic. Johnson with the block. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. Waiters with the ball. Now Green defending. And it's going to be a 3-second call.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Leonard. Last season, he played outstanding. 7th in steals, 9th in scoring, and ranked in the top 15 in free throw percentage. Tremendous confidence and technique at the line.
And like a thief in the night, he will pick your pocket clean. Top 10 in steals, as you said last year, always a threat to cause a turnover. And it's Dragic with the foul. That's his first foul. The Heat making a switch here. White's checked in. Outside, Green. And it's Hassan Whiteside with the rebound. Whiteside's got double-digit rebounds now in the game.
No hesitation. He took it right to the rack. But a quick reaction by the defense.
Parker kicks to Leonard. On the wing, Green. That doesn't go either for Green.
He's hit a rough patch this quarter. He's trying to shoot his way out of it, though.
Leonard with the steal. And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way. With the break in the action, we've got a chance now to look at last year's top rebounders. Hassan Whiteside on top.
And, you know, he took a lot of pride in being at the top of that rebounding list. When all was said and done, he was a man among boys.
Well, he has to be careful now. He doesn't want to pick up that third foul this early.
And, you know, last season, it seemed like it was a strong return to form for Goran Dragic. Was able to be more ball dominant when he was on the floor. And that style seems to work to his advantage. And he just seemed more comfortable in his role with this team.
First free throw is good. And Greg, with Dragic and his statistical resurgence for several seasons, he had been sharing playmaking duties with guys like Wade and Bledsoe.
And as great as those players are, Dragic is best when he's the lead guard. Seems to be best paired with a shooter. A player's mentality can change when he is or isn't the primary ball handler, and that's been the case with Dragic. And Dragic came into the NBA with something on his resume that not many other rookies have. He has a ring from winning the Slovenian Pro League the year before he came to America.
Here's Leonard. Johnson with the defensive effort. The Heat leading by 5. And here's White. We saw him with 10 points last game. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Parker. Heat shooting 38% in the second quarter. Offensively, they look a little bit confused. Right side a screen. Dragic the pass to Waiters. Whiteside a screen on Green. And Waiters kicks to Whiteside. Laverne grabs the miss. Laverne's got rebound number 5 here tonight. To the middle, looking to end the drought, and Laverne throws it down.
The staying power of Tony Parker when it comes to his ability to run an offense.
Now here's Waiters. Johnson the screen. Whiteside sets the pick for Dragic. Shot clock at 5. Another shot, and it's laid in by Whiteside. Whiteside's got 12 in the game.
His combination of energy and anticipation showing up on the offensive glass.
That'll be a 5-second call. And some changes here for the Heat. Adebayo is checked in for Whiteside. Richardson comes in for Dion Waiters. And it's Tyler Johnson in for Goran Dragic. Then for the Spurs, Rudy Gay's checked in for Leonard. Ginobili comes in for Green. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. Johnson outside. Ginobili against Johnson. Hit his foot. And the official saying it was kicked. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession.
And he throws it right out of bounds. Careless mistake.
Now here's Mills. Tight defense on him. Gay outside. Over Johnson. Yep, it goes in, and the Miami lead is cut down now to just 3 on the basket from Gay.
Well, boy, I'll tell you, from mid-range, Rudy's shot mechanics look effortless.
There's the pick. White drives in. Adebayo. It's good on the putback.
Look out. He's starting to find the range in this second period.
Spurs trail by 5. Here's Ginobili. Bertans passes to Gay. Here's Laverne. Trains the three-pointer. Laverne's got 7.
The defense was decent, but not good enough. That's his shot, and when he gets any daylight, he's going to let it fly.
White drives in, and White with the stuff.
And it was the screen there, guys, that freed him up as he ran his man into it.
And then it was all acceleration, GA, to the bucket right after that.
That was just a textbook pick that allowed him room, and he took advantage of it.
Here's Mills, following the score by Miami. And Laverne kicks to Gay, stolen by Gay. Banked in off the glass. Gay's got 7 points for the quarter.
Nice play. Gay with the quickness to get in close and the size to close the deal.
Back to Johnson. Johnson the screen. Johnson can't hit.
Yeah, the aggressive D inside leads to a missed opportunity there.
You know, he had terrific position, does a good job of affecting the shot without fouling.
And a moment now to check out the numbers for Manu Ginobili. Some last season stats for him. Last season, put up about 7 points a game, 2 assists and 2 rebounds. And the numbers won't wow you, but I like the effort he brings to the table each and every night.
You need guys who understand their roles, carry them out without complaint. Everything he does is for the team.
And the first one drops.
And probably the one constant of this Miami team the last few years has been their defense. They do a great job of making life difficult for opposing shooters, and it's been anchored by one of the best shot blockers in the game with Whiteside.
And it's tied up with that one. And the Miami defense is more than just Whiteside blocking shots, as you might say. Greg, they do a great job of limiting opponents' threes.
Yeah, they challenge the 3-ball as well as anybody. Both contest the shot and close out to deny the attempt from even being taken. This roster does a great job of taking away space from shooters.
Now here's Mills. He's guarded by Johnson. Mills dishes to Ginobili. Knocked loose. Johnson with it. There's the dish to Johnson. He feeds it to Richardson. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Heat out front. They lead by a bucket. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Kawhi, you have grown so much offensively throughout your career. What's the focus at that end of the floor?
You know, just knocking down open shots, my ball handling, making good decisions off the pick and roll, and just try to limit my turnovers.
And you've done well so far, Kawhi. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
We so hope you enjoyed our first half. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the halftime report. A tremendous game we're seeing from Hassan Whiteside. He had 12 points, 13 rebounds, and 2 blocks. Kenny, let's start with you. What'd you think about the Heat?
Well, one place they had the edge was on the offensive boards. They converted those extra possessions into points. Nothing is more demoralizing to a defense than forcing a miss and then giving up a second attempt. The offensive glass is going to pay big dividends for them.
Shaq, what did you see from San Antonio?
The thing I like is their aggressive approach and getting to the line. You know, when things seem to stagnate on offense, it's sometimes a matter of forcing your will. This team can generate a lot of points and also dictate the pace of the game if they play with that aggressiveness.
And that wraps up halftime as the game is set to get back underway. Let's send it to Kevin Harlan and crew, standing by courtside.
Welcome back. American Airlines Arena, visible on the far right of your screen in that overhead shot of downtown Miami. Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. You look at Hassan Whiteside in this game. San Antonio trailing here. Our second half of basketball and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. On the floor for Miami, Waiters and Winslow are the wings. Olynyk down low with Whiteside. And it's Dragic in at the 1 spot. There's Winslow. Well, Greg, Justice Winslow had a year that he'd like to forget, his second season in the NBA. Only played in the 18 games before sitting out the rest of the way after a torn labrum.
And we're just happy to see the young man back out on the floor so that he can continue to develop. Always a fantastic defender. And you forget, still a very young player who can round into a contributor, I believe, on offense.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. Steve, as a player, do analytics give you a path to say, you know, I should change and lean more toward this, or I should stop doing that because I'm better at this? Does that ever enter a player's mind, you think?
Hey, Kevin, I think guys should look at these numbers. When you're saying from this spot you're shooting 20%, stop shooting from that spot. If from this shot you're shooting 80%, you might want to get to that spot. So, and I think that in those cases, yes, analytics work. And when you're shooting a 3 and you're shooting about 30%, you need to step in.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, the Spurs have never been the flashy team in the NBA. Tony Parker said, beautiful basketball is playing the right way. Ball movement, pure, beautiful basketball is the way we've played. You have all sorts of fans, and there should be something for everybody. Kevin, he told me a long time ago, if we were in New York, people would love us.
And during Popovich's time in San Antonio, the Spurs have always played together, D.A. Got to respect their team-first approach to the game. Kicks to Olynyk. To the paint, off the pick. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line. A great competitive game so far.
And from the look of it, this one could go right down to the wire.
Well, with Whiteside, no matter what he is doing, he is always setting the tone. The way he goes about defending the rim, it's like he's taking it personally that these guys are not going to score on him.
And you know what? He's a tone setter defensively. He gives his group confidence when he's on the floor. And, you know, teams are starting to realize you simply do not go at Whiteside. The block numbers might be down, but his defensive impact is as high as ever.
Spurs trail by 3. Parker outside. Left side, Leonard. Over in the corner, Green. No good with the triple.
He's being aggressive, trying to turn around the team's fortunes, but he's having a hard time executing.
Rockets the pass to Olynyk. He dishes it to Waiters. Whiteside kicks to Olynyk. Good ball movement here by Miami. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Goes up on the high post. Here's Whiteside. Falls right in. He is 8 for 11 with that shot.
And that's 3 out of 4 now coming out of the break. The offense playing with a purpose.
Aldridge with a screen on Dragic. Parker dishes to Leonard. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. 14 points for Leonard.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
Down low, deflects the pass, and is out of bounds. The Heat able to retain possession here.
And checking out the numbers for Whiteside, last season he played outstanding. First in rebounding, 4th in blocks, and he was such a reliable option offensively, finishing in the top 10 in field goal percentage.
And getting back to the fact that he led the league in rebounding, you know how hard that is? What a tremendous asset to the team. And he converts the layup. Whiteside's got 9 points in the quarter.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Leonard the pass to Parker, and it goes out of bounds. That one off Dragic. And we take a look here at the shot chart for Miami.
And when you come into a game with the mindset of going right at the rim and not settling for outside shots, this is what your shot chart will look like. Every chance they've had to either attack the paint or play back to the basket, they've taken it, and it's been a complete success thus far.
So it's San Antonio now, trailing by 4. The drive by Green, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. They get Hassan Whiteside.
And though he's a physical, tough-minded individual, Danny Green's averaged less than 1 free throw attempt per game over his career. That's surprising.
First free throw is good.
You talk about the new term 3-and-D players. Well, Danny Green is the perfect example of that. Over 2/3 of his shots come from long range.
And both free throws good for Green. And Green's shooting has tailed off a bit over the last couple seasons, now entering his 30s. Steve, you think we've seen the best of Danny Green?
Well, you know, he bounced back last season, shot over 38% from the three-point range, but his field goal percentage wasn't much better. As many threes as he shoots, you'll take it.
Back to Parker for the lead. No good on the shot. And Miami the other way now. In this matchup with the Spurs, it's their first meeting of the season.
Yeah, interconference matchup. Two teams that'll see each other only twice on the schedule.
It's always interesting. You're not exactly sure what you're going to get, but it'll be fun to see how it plays out.
Here's Leonard for the tie, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And there's the call. Miami with the foul.
And this is what you sign up for when trying to defend Aldridge. The pump fake, just one of many tools in his arsenal.
And Steve, as the big three in San Antonio age and retire, how big was it for San Antonio to sign the all-star LaMarcus Aldridge?
You know, it's huge, Kevin, a Texas native, and it's easy to see why he chose the Spurs. It's been interesting to see him integrate his game into their system.
The first one falls. And LaMarcus Aldridge missing a few weeks last season over concerns with the heart flutter, something he dealt with much earlier in his career with the Blazers around his rookie season.
You know, scary, Kevin, but it's great to see him healthy and playing the game he loves. Those kind of challenges make you appreciate life and doing what you love.
San Antonio making a switch here. Anderson's checked in, and it's tied up with that one.
Well, he's come through for them at the line today, and you love having a big fella who's so capable on his free throws.
Right side sets the pick for Dragic. Dishes to Olynyk. Leonard against Winslow. The feed to Whiteside. Lets it go from 11. San Antonio with the rebound. Aldridge has got rebound number 5 here tonight. For the lead, Leonard attacking, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. They get Hassan Whiteside.
The dribble drive, yet another tool in Leonard's extensive arsenal, earns him a trip to the line.
3 trips to the line so far for him in this one.
And 88 from the line a season ago. He was one of the best shooters in the league.
And they now lead as the free throw drops for him.
With the acquisition of LaMarcus Aldridge, the Spurs going against the grain. Most teams going small and shooting threes. Aldridge, a big forward who loves the mid-range.
And he can't hit the second. And with Aldridge in the paint alongside another 7-footer, the Spurs have plenty of length inside.
Yeah, they do. LaMarcus Aldridge with pretty good mobility for a player his height. He's able to move his feet defensively and cover the pick and roll perfectly.
Screen by Olynyk. Olynyk, a screen on Parker. Waiters for 3. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic. Waiters got 5 points so far. And not even 3/4 out of the way. So many lead changes.
The fans, guys, are getting their money's worth. Heck, I should have paid to watch this one. It's been a nail biter.
Parker's shot is off.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
And also protecting the rim at all costs.
2 shots,
I
gentlemen.
love the anticipation to affect the shot.
Clearly a foul. And probably the prime memories with the Heat have to be from the Big 3 era. I mean, the team has done a great job of transitioning from that era to this current one, but classic example for me of reloading versus rebuilding.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. And Greg, credit the Miami Heat front office and coaching staff for continuing to keep this team competitive despite losing several Hall of Fame type players in the last couple of years.
And that is never an easy task for a franchise to go through. But the Heat have stayed in the competitive picture with smart signings and trades, and don't discount the impact Eric Spoelstra has had on that roster.
He's perfect from the line this time.
And done a much better job from the line this half. They've gotten that percentage up over 80 for the game.
Green against Waiters. Green kicks to Parker. Pass to Leonard. 6 on the shot clock. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
A beast on the dribble drive. You see Kawhi right there, undeterred by contact.
And here are the Heat now. A 2-point game. Whiteside sets the pick for Waiters. And the pass to Olynyk. Now Winslow. He has 5. Passes it to Whiteside. Over Aldridge. Whiteside, no good. The Spurs have gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. Leonard kicks to Green. Aldridge down low. Whiteside's there, and that one's good by Aldridge.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Screen by Olynyk. Dragic dishes to Waiters. A rebound by the Spurs. Aldridge has got 8 rebounds in this game. From deep, Green. Again, the miss by Green.
Still trying to shoot his way out of this funk. But if it doesn't come within the flow of the offense, the whole team suffers.
Dragic the pass to Waiters. There's a screen. He's looking for Olynyk and finds him, and it's in there.
And really, the improvement as a finisher is noticeable for Kelly Olynyk.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
And when you take a look at that shot chart, the amount of misses lately, really unbelievable.
You start to wonder, in my opinion, is it better to take everything to the rack now or to try at least draw some fouls?
And Kevin, he saw his guys just a little sluggish out there. Oftentimes a timeout like this allows you to kind of just reset.
And a new group getting ready for Miami. Adebayo is checked in for Whiteside. Okaro White comes in for Olynyk. Josh Richardson's checked in for Dion Waiters. And it's Johnson in for Goran Dragic. Then for the Spurs, Rudy Gay's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. Ginobili comes in for Danny Green. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. Connects from 3-point range.
And this is where Mills kills you. Tremendous range.
Johnson kicks to Winslow. Over Gay. The putback. Mills with the rebound. San Antonio's gotten the three-pointer to fall to the tune of 50% here in the third quarter. They've made 3 of 6. Pass to Aldridge. Mills with it. Johnson on him. That one goes in. Mills has got the lead up to 3 now for the Spurs.
You know, he's not someone who spends a ton of time in the painted area, but Patty Mills looking comfortable on that one.
Johnson outside. That one wide left. For San Antonio, they've gotten half their shots to drop in the second half up to this point, going 7 of 14. They get it back, tries to save it, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it.
And a chance to check out the stats for Richardson, how he performed last season. Put up about 10 points per game, 2 assists and 3 rebounds. And to have a knockdown shooter like that coming off the bench, a great asset for any coach.
For sure, things can get stagnant without that spark plug. He always seems to supply points for them in bunches.
Aldridge with a screen on Johnson, and the foul on Tyler Johnson. That's his first foul.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Johnson, he's checked in for Miami. On defense, Miami. They trail by 3. And here's the fast break. Richardson leading the way. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. And that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another unleashed chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. Well, they're really making a point of keeping the ball moving around.
That's the key. The D can't focus on one player, and no matter what anybody tells you, that ball will always move quicker than the defender.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. That one's on Johnson. The Spurs offense, one of the most efficient in the NBA. It's all predicated, Greg, on motion.
And it's ball movement and player movement. They kind of want to warp the defense and force mistakes, and that's when they strike.
And he makes the first. So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe.
The Spurs, a top 7 offensive team for the last 7 seasons. Their passing and perimeter shooting is what really sets them apart.
Johnson right side. Kicks it out to Johnson. Just 5 to shoot. For the tie. Tips it up. And that's collected by Gay. San Antonio leading. And here's Mills. Aldridge misses. And the Spurs among the league's best in three-point shooting, but they really don't rely on that as some teams do.
You know, the Spurs can change it up. No, they embrace the mid-range a little bit more than the three-point shot right now. Kind of going against the grain in that way. They take shots other teams avoid, and they make it work for them.
And Mills kicks to Ginobili. Gay in the corner. Ginobili against Richardson. Fires from the wing. And it's off the back rim. No good. Heat shooting 44% on their field goal attempts in quarter 3. Johnson can't get it to go.
I mean, that can happen to anyone, but it's ugly every time it does.
Yes, getting a little ahead of himself on that play.
And here again, the Heat in transition. Up the court they go.
And this is one of those times where the coach has got to preach, be unselfish.
And we don't know that he hasn't. Maybe it's been falling on deaf ears. Guys taking ill-advised jump shots.
And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. And last season, Patty Mills averaging the most assists of his career. In fact, he was the highest efficiency player rated on the Spurs.
You know what? He says becoming more of a leader has helped him grow as a playmaker. He's enjoying his new role.
Free throw good. Mills.
And one of the game's best free throw shooters. It's a shame that Patty almost never gets to the line.
And the Spurs with some changes. Laverne comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Bertanis in for Kyle Anderson. And both free throws good for Mills. Miami trailing. Now here's Johnson. Johnson kicks to Richardson. Johnson with a screen on Ginobili. Goes back up. Laverne grabs the miss. Laverne's got 7 rebounds in the game. Mills dishes to Ginobili. Back to Mills. Pass to Bertans. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And here's a look now at the shot chart showing the field goals attempted locations for Green.
And the story of the game for him has really been painful. I mean, he's tried to get things going, but for whatever reason, between the defense and just his rhythm tonight, the touch just hasn't been there.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. And both free throws good for White. 1:33 left in the third quarter. Mills passes to Ginobili. The pass to Bertens. Inside, fires from 14. Gay misses.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Here's Richardson, and it's good from the elbow. Richardson's got 12 points in the game.
The mid-range area, perfect place to use your size advantage.
And Mills kicks to Laverne. Ginobili attacking, and so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. He's made 3 of his 4 free throw attempts in the game.
Finished the season last year around 80% from the stripe.
No good on that one. Good on the second free throw. 50 seconds left in the third quarter. Johnson outside. Johnson the screen. Johnson, good. Johnson's got 4 points this quarter.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
They set the pick. Mills dishes to Laverne. Back to Mills. Over Johnson. Offensive rebound, Spurs. Shots good by Laverne.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Here's Johnson. He's got 5. He kicks it to Richardson. 1 second left. And no good. 3 quarters of play in a close game here. Heat lead by 1. Back after this from the American Airlines Arena. And now a sneak peek into the huddle with Greg Popovich.
It's going to be a grinded out game. A lot of it's going to be hands, contests, deflections. We got to be, good crisp passes, good crisp cuts. Whoever's going to execute the sharpest is going to win this game like that.
Now Rick Carlisle letting his guys know what they're in for tonight, expecting an all-out war.
And this is what the game's about. What makes it so much fun to watch. The best basketball players in the world going toe-to-toe.
And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. On the floor for San Antonio, Mills and Manu at the guards. Rudy Gay is out there with Laverne, and it's Bertens in at the 3 slot.
Perfect vision. Mills getting quicker these days at spotting the open man.
Johnson kicks to Richardson. Outside, White. Johnson outside. 6 to shoot. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. Gay with the defensive effort.
Coming down the stretch here, holding the lead. You like him to be more efficient offensively.
Here's Bertans for 3, and it's Miami with the rebound. About a minute played here in the fourth quarter. Richardson kicks to Johnson. Here's Adebayo. Powered down with both hands.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
It looked like a total breakdown to me there. He exploited that hole perfectly and made them pay.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down. Try to get some easy ones.
I'll tell you, even though he's a question mark from range, you still have to defend him.
Mills passes to Ginobili. Back to Mills. Got a piece of it. Here's Richardson. Gets it to go. That one good from Adebayo. And now it's an 8-point Heat lead.
No one rotating over to help on the mismatch. Easy lay-in.
San Antonio calls timeout.
And look, you never want to see a team gut you this way. Really a good timeout.
Some of this is just a matter of toughness, a willingness to play physical inside, something we're not seeing.
And the Heat going with the whole new group on the floor. San Antonio also making some changes. Kawhi Leonard's checked in for Davis Bertans. Green comes in for Manu Ginobili. And Parker subbed in for Patty Mills. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, guys, during the last break, I listened to Greg Popovich talk to his team. He does not like the high foul number in this game. He told them, you've got to stop biting on the shot fake. Stop gambling for steals. That's giving them easy points at the line. We'll see how they respond.
And Waiters kicks to Olynyk. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And one difference this have is that when they get to the line, they're converting.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Roof shots.
And that one falls for Olynyk. Second free throw, no good. Spurs trail by 7. Here's Green. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
Really smoking the Nets now after a difficult time shooting in the first half.
Whiteside, a screen on Parker. Here's Dragic. No good there. Good work defensively by Gay. San Antonio's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. And Green slams it in.
This is something Danny has been working on, putting the ball on the floor and taking it strong.
Whiteside sets the pick for Dragic. Olynyk dishes to Winslow. Feeds it to Whiteside. And he uses the glass on the layup. Whiteside's got 23 points.
I'll tell you what, his accuracy has been the story of this game.
And to do it in the fourth quarter, you're trying to extend the lead. He's making that happen.
Dragic the pass to Waiters. It's Olynyk atop the key. Whiteside a screen. And Olynyk kicks to Dragic. Unloads from 13. The putback, and Whiteside stays right with it. Whiteside's got 13 points in the second half.
Hard work and soft hands, guys. That's what made that play possible.
No simple offensive rebound there. Going for the tip-in.
I like Rudy Gay on that play, being very aggressive and showing people how to get it done.
Dragic dishes to Winslow. Olynyk the pass to Whiteside. It's tipped. Green with the ball. Stolen by Waiters. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Waiters. Spurs trail by 5. Leonard on the wing, covered by Winslow, and there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And the foul goes against Miami. And he knocks down the first one. Both free throws good from Kawhi Leonard. Miami leading by 3. Whiteside a screen. Oh, Whiteside in position. Laverne with the steal. Parker kicks to Gay. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one on Olynyk.
Such a good all-around scorer. It's hard to defend Rudy without overcommitting.
That's good from Rudy Gay. Marcus Aldridge is checked in for Laverne. Rudy Gay hits them both. For Miami, they've gone 6 of 11 since the start of the fourth quarter. Olynyk, a screen on Parker. Dragic kicks to Olynyk. There's the triple. Here's Whiteside, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Whiteside's got 6 in the quarter.
Controlling the defensive glass has been a problem here tonight.
Parker against Dragic. Parker kicks to Leonard. Gay a screen on Dragic. Leonard dishes to Aldridge. 6 to shoot. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup.
Almost automatic from there. Aldridge using his length to full advantage inside.
And Waiters kicks to Olynyk. Outside Dragic. Looking to end his cold spell. And the layup is good. And the Heat lead by 3.
Remember, he played the point guard position for most of high school, so Olynyk has retained that vision.
Aldridge sets up the pick now for Parker. Outside Leonard to tie it up. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got his 8th assist in the game. Miami's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Dragic kicks to Winslow. Now Whiteside. That one drops for him. Whiteside's got 29 in the game.
And that set them apart today, guys. Their success with the mid-range.
Spurs have gone 7 of 10 shooting the ball since the start of the fourth quarter. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Parker. And Leonard has it in the corner. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Knocked away. Parker passes to Aldridge. Over Olynyk. Parker outside. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Here's Leonard. That's a basket. His 8th from the field, 8 of 14.
Yeah, what a quarter for him. Firing on all cylinders, putting this team in a good place.
Waiters gets a wide open look. Here's Whiteside. Waiters dishes to Dragic. He feeds it to Winslow. The second chance effort. Rebounded by the Spurs. Aldridge has got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. The dish now to Parker. Aldridge up on top. At the top of the key, game. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Big shot. As soon as he got an opening, boy, did he let it fly.
He doesn't need a second invitation. If the D's going to give him that much room, he'll jump at the chance to take the hero shot.
And Tony Parker in the 2017 season with the lowest minutes per game average in his career. He was playing so well in the playoffs. I mean, historically well. Then, Greg, as we know, the quad injury in the playoffs.
Yeah, and it's pretty clear that 15-year run he's had as a starter, that window is rapidly closing, but still effective, just no longer the focal point that he once was.
That one is off.
Popovich has done a great job of developing Tony Parker's entire game, and you're seeing it right now at the free throw line.
Laverne, he's checked in for San Antonio. And the second free throw, good.
Well, they should be looking at a three-point lead. Hopefully for them, that miss won't cost them.
Raiders against Green. Whiteside inside. Aldridge with some nice D. San Antonio's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Green kicks to Aldridge. He dishes it to Leonard. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Laverne. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Kicks to Dragic. Dishes to Whiteside. And here's Winslow. Olynyk sets a screen for Winslow. Shoots over Leonard. Can't tie it up as that one's no good. San Antonio leading. The feed now to Aldridge. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. Here's Leonard. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Leonard's got 29.
It's just what the doctor ordered here. Boy, have they needed him here in the fourth.
Dragic kicks to Whiteside. Back to Dragic. Olynyk has the open look. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic. Dragic has got 4 assists in the game.
Yeah, listen, if you're 7 foot and can shoot threes, there's a place for you in today's NBA. Olynyk has that rare combination.
Oh, that is just nasty.
The athleticism on that finish.
Knowing the situation, Kawhi willing and able to take control. Big bucket.
Right side, a screen on Green. And Waiters, here we go. Over Green, and too long on the shot.
Just great at getting after it defensively, forcing guys into tough shots.
Yeah, to be successful, you've got to protect the paint. He rises to that challenge.
And the layup's good off the glass. Now it's a 5-point Spurs lead.
See, that's money. Important point in this game. Danny Green takes it upon himself.
Now here's Waiters. Right side, a screen. Here's Dragic. Waiters for three. And again, Miami with the triple.
Defensively, you can't back off him that much. You don't want to give up easy threes at this stage of the game.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. They're leading by 2. 1:14 left in the fourth quarter. A chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, and his performance has been a jaw-dropper. He must have been feeling great coming into the building tonight, because once he hit the court, it was all working for him. He was in a zone.
Burn up top. Back to Leonard. And he goes right over Olynyk and slams it down.
Trying to ice this one, Kawhi showing his evolution as a closer.
The Heat trail by 4. And 1:01 left to play here in the fourth. Parker with the steal. Oh, and here we go. Green's got it. The fast break chance. He gets that one.
And he runs the floor with a purpose that time. Excellent play.
You know what? And a late reaction by the transition D takes it himself uncontested.
Now a timeout called by Miami. They trail by 6. 50 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. .50 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Waiters with the ball. Down low. Here's Olynyk. Count it!
Yeah, he can surprise you around the rim. Olynyk has some lift.
Here's Green, and he commits the intentional foul. Here's Parker. They can more or less wrap it up right here.
This has to be a very smart possession.
And an intentional foul right there. First free throw is good, and that puts them up by 5. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Job well done at the line on that possession. They'll make things a little easier on themselves if they can convert those.
Olynyk in the corner. From 13, it's rebounded by Aldridge, and that's an intentional foul. And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. That's good, going 1 of 2 from the line, and that makes it a 7-point lead. Now a timeout called by Miami. They trail by 7. 16 seconds left in the game. Guys, what's your take?
Yeah, it's a dejected group of guys. I mean, they've got a lot of pride, and just hadn't happened for them here tonight.
The most important thing to remember, it's not over, but they have to step up on both ends to have a chance.
From deep, Johnson. San Antonio with the rebound. Ginobili outside. And so it's the Spurs with the win. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother them. I mean, road team, home team, all I know is they were the better team.
Well said. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Danny, a strong defensive effort both individually and team. Now, how comfortable are you at that end of the floor now, knowing that you can make things tough on the opposition?
Well, we want to make them take tough shots. We're not comfortable at any point defensively, but we got to continue to be active and be aggressive and get our hands on loose balls.
It's been the mark of the Spurs for a long time, Danny. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. See you later.